Hey, good morning. This is day 31 of the Daily Spark Questions. We are finishing up 1 month of these. I just have to say, I was thinking about, is this what I want to keep doing? And the answer was yes. Because I want to check in kind of along the way and say, I'm still vibing with what I had set out to do, which is just have a daily question that helps, I don't know, expand my mind, my consciousness, break things open, help me see things from a different angle. And it's just a few minutes a day of a kind of a consistency practice too. So I'm still feeling like, yeah, this feels good to me. So we'll see each month, like, if it still feels good. Because unlike the Course in Miracles, which is like a set number of lessons, were predefined. These are things we came up with, me and ChatGPT, about, and I with all the parameters I put in about the things I'm interested in, and my interests change constantly. So if I want to keep doing it, maybe if questions seem a little like, because I haven't looked at all the questions, so I really don't know what to expect. If they start seeming like, what is it, what, then maybe we'll go back in and like revise things if I still feel like doing the daily questions. So I just felt like saying that since we're at the end of the month. So, like, as a first check-in, I like them so far. They're really making me think a little bit more deeply about things I like to think about. So this one says, what aspects of my inner life would not exist without language? Oh my God, I love thinking about language, and all about what it is, what it does for us. Language as a tool, language as a thought helper, or as thought itself, like all the things. So let's see, what aspects of my inner life would not exist without language? Holy shit, I feel like in my, like, things that bubble into my awareness often have language attached to them. Or like okay, I'm looking over there at my window, and just a bit ago I walked by and something made me do a double take with the beautiful way the light was coming through in like slivers. And then that struck me as like, in that moment there was no language, but and yet I had an inner life sort of sensation or feeling, inner life as in like something hit me. um so I know things do exist without language, and then what happened a moment later was like, oh, beautiful, like, wow, I'm glad I was grateful in that moment that I was able to like witness that. So the thoughts and feelings came up after the fact. So I know things do exist without language, but I feel like a lot of what I'm aware of has language is tied to it or associated with it in a way that like is sometimes descriptive. It's usually descriptive or narrative in nature. Uh, it's almost like because I've been doing this slowing down, noticing all of that for a while now, and it seems like when I think about this, like, what am I sensing or feeling before thought gets involved or language gets involved? And so I'm noticing more that doesn't have language tied to it, but man, language is fast to come in for me. I'm a very like descriptive kind of thinker, I guess, or narrative. This is like this week this happened twice because I'm trying to like when I say the word trying, it's not like that kind of trying, like, oh, I'm so frustrated, it's not like that kind of energy. It's more just like being like more and more being aware of things like feels good to me to have that focus and attention on being aware of like things so that I can see things more clearly and then let them go, dissolve. You know how this goes. So I've noticed like a couple times this week I've been kind of working on, again, not a huge trying effort, just more of a noticing when I'm narrating my existence, or like something will happen, and you know how you like with pre-language, pre anything, something happened. Like maybe I ran into the washing machine. I don't know why I chose that, but because it's not really something I can run into the way it's positioned. But let's say I ran into the washing machine, and I might even have an oof or something, like a reaction that's involuntary, like it's not based in thought, that there's like a oof. And then other things start to bubble up based on my conditioning. Like I might just laugh it off, like, well, that was ridiculous. That thing has obviously been there for years and I ran into it, and I might just laugh. Or sometimes I will say, you silly, or like a self-deprecating kind of thing, depending on my mood, I guess. And then something comes in after that, because that's language, that's all based in thought. And then another thought comes in to shame the thought I had about don't call yourself silly, or don't talk down to yourself. And then and sometimes this is out loud, and then I'm like catching myself, oh, you just ran into that, or like narrating my experience. And then I laugh because I might say, oh, look, you're narrating your experience. And then I'm like, and then I just like, it's so funny that like narrating the fact that I'm narrating the fact that I'm, and I just laugh. It's so funny to me because it's just like hyper awareness, I guess, on those things. But it's all with, luckily, lightheartedness and humor. And then I just drop it. I let it go. So I'm in that phase now of just being aware of the narrating. That's just one thing I'm kind of, like I said, quote, working on. It doesn't feel like work. It just feels like, oh, something new to notice. And so all of that is like inner life that happens so quickly, but then language comes right in. So this is what aspects of my inner life would not exist without language. This breaks my brain a little bit, because how would I know they wouldn't exist without language? I think it might be those follow-on, those secondary, tertiary, I never get a chance to say that word, those secondary and beyond thought layers that keep getting like layered on until I'm just like, until it's done, until it stops. And that feels like that inner life would not exist. That it's more like not just the inner life can be thoughts, emotions, feelings, because those are all kind of bound up together. I think the way that sensation in the body happens, we've talked about this, and then a thought will come in about that sensation, and that's what creates the feeling. And then over time, like those are like emotions, that repetitious. Then it's like, oh, and so it's so quick to jump to the emotion when it's a pattern, like that pathway has been smoothed out. So I just felt like saying that a lot of that is hard to tease apart, because it happens so quickly. But all of that, I think, for me personally, is bound up with language in the way that I have that internal self-talk. Sometimes a feeling is just a feeling, but see, my thought is usually based in language. I don't know if that's true though, because I do have non-conceptual thought. But man, language is fast for me. It just comes right in. What is it for you? Is that normal? Abnormal? I don't care. It's just the way it is for me, I think. I'll have to actually see, is that even true? How much of the time am I without language? And that's tricky because then I have to like take myself out of the present moment in order to have a thought about it and analyze it, and all of that to me ends up in language. Back to, are these questions even, well, to me they're fun, and that's all that matters, because I almost said, are they useful, are they fruitful? Who the f cares? It's not about getting anywhere or doing anything. I think in the moment, talk about thought, I just love exploring. I almost said thinking, but I'm like, what's that? I think it's the act of exploring is exciting to me. And these to me are just fun. They're just fun. So that's a full circle moment about why are we even doing this? And even this type of question that I end up in this space of like, I don't know, but we sure went on a journey. And to me, I feel like more and more that's just like all that matters in life, right?